Hey everyone, how's it going? Well, our young adult series now continues on with our look at the second book in the Twilight series, New Moon. On Bella Swan's 18th birthday, Edward Cullen, the vampire she loves, and his family host her a birthday party at their residence. While unwrapping a gift, Bella receives a paper cut, which causes Edward's adopted brother, Jasper, to be overwhelmed by her blood scent and attempt to attack Bella. Trying to protect her, Edward and the Cullens move away from Forks, but in an attempt to encourage Bella to move on, Edward tells her it is because he no longer loves her. With Edward's departure, Bella suffers severe memory loss and depression for several months. Aww. In the months that follow, Bella learns that thrill-seeking activities, such as motorcycle riding and cliff diving, allow her to hear Edward's voice in her head through her subconscious mind. She also seeks comfort in her deepening friendship with Jacob Black, a cheerful companion who eases her pain over losing Edward. Sometime after losing Edward, Bella starts to enjoy Jacob's company and friendship. After spending some time with Bella, Jacob starts developing some unexpected and drastic changes with his mood swings, body, and personality. As Jacob undergoes a very long, painful, life-altering transformation, Bella and Charlie become concerned. A few weeks later, Bella knows that Jacob isn't as happy-go-lucky as he once was. She isn't so comfortable with Jacob's recent changes. Shortly thereafter, she discovers that Jacob has unwillingly become a werewolf, and that there are other tribe members who are werewolves too. Jacob and his pack protect Bella from the vampire Laurent, who was a part of James's coven, and also Victoria, who seeks revenge for her dead mate James, whom the Cullens killed in the previous installment. Jacob starts developing physical emotion towards Bella, but she doesn't feel the same after experiencing a life-changing breakup with Edward. This makes him horribly sad and envious of Edward. Jacob then saves Bella from drowning after jumping off a cliff and almost kisses her in the events following. Meanwhile, a series of miscommunications leads Edward to believe that Bella has committed suicide by jumping off a cliff. Distraught over a suspected suicide, Edward flees to Volterra, Italy to provoke the Volturi, vampire royalty who are capable of killing him, though they refuse, deeming his mind-reading ability to be too valuable. In contrast to Edward's rash reaction to the news of Bella's death, Alice Cullen cleverly makes a surprise visit to Bella's house, which overwhelms Bella. Bella asks a series of questions, and Alice tells her that she saw Bella trying to kill herself. As Alice's visions about Edward change rapidly, Alice and Bella are unable to clearly understand whether Edward is or will be safe. They rush to Italy to prevent Edward from revealing himself to humans so that the Volturi are forced to kill him, arriving just in time to stop him. Before leaving Italy, the Volturi tell Edward that Bella, a human who knows that vampires exist, must either be killed or transformed into a vampire to protect the secret. When they return to Forks, Edward tells Bella that he has always loved her and only left Forks to protect her. She forgives him, and the Cullens vote in favor of Bella being transformed into a vampire, to Rosalie and Edward's dismay. However, Jacob still reminds Edward about an important part of their treaty. If the Cullens bite a human for any reason, the treaty is over and the wolves will attack. Uh-oh. When Bella reminds him that it's none of his concern as being a vampire is what she wants, Jake reveals it is his business and she doesn't understand what's going to be at stake for her and the Cullens. Before he can continue warning her, they are angry Charlie asking Bella to get inside the house at once. Jacob apologizes to Bella once more before leaving, and the story concludes with Charlie grounding Bella for running off to Italy. Yeah. So let's take a look at some differences between the film and the novel. In the novel, Quill was upset over Embry and Jacob for not hanging out with him anymore and voiced his concerns to Bella, who came for a visit. The movie omits this. Bella never confronted Sam in his werewolf form in the novel, but rather in his human form, which Emily later explains everything to her. In the novel, Jacob confronts Edward at Bella's house and reminds him of their deal. In the film, it was in the forest. Unlike in the film where Charlie grounds Bella after she runs off to Italy, Charlie grounds her after he sees her with Edward and Jacob at their house in the novel's conclusion. And now let's take a look at the development of the novel. After Meyer finished writing Twilight, she found herself writing multiple 100-page epilogues, and has said, I quickly realized I wasn't ready to stop writing about Bella and Edward. She began writing a sequel, which was entitled Forever Dawn, and skipped over Bella's final year of high school. While Meyer was still writing Forever Dawn, she learned that Twilight was going to be published and marketed as a young adult novel. Wanting the next book to be aimed at a similar audience, she decided to write a sequel, New Moon, which took place during Bella's senior year of high school. Therefore, Meyer started to write the outline of the book and thinking of what her characters would do, and claims that she swiftly regretted asking them for the story. She didn't like the idea of Edward leaving at first and tried to think of other plot options, but in the end, she said that she accepted the inevitability of it. Meyer wrote New Moon in 5 months. She found the editing process much longer and more difficult than the same process with Twilight. Also, unlike Twilight, which Meyer intended not to publish at first, she recognized that New Moon was going to be published and had what she described as a horrible feeling, much like stage fright while writing. However, Meyer considers Jacob to be her favorite gift the book gave, as she liked the character a lot and wanted to expand his realm presence. The conversation with the Volturi in the clock tower at the end of the book was the first scene Meyer wrote. She did not want to use a real city as the location for the Volturi's residence, as she did with Forks. She decided to name her city Volturin as a location in Tuscany, Italy, and chose the location Tuscany, Italy, because it matched her vision of the city being very old and relatively remote. However, when consulting a map, she found that there was a city called Volterra in the area where she had planned to place her imaginary city. Therefore, she chose Volterra and called it a pretty creepy coincidence. The first draft of New Moon differed significantly from the manuscript published. Originally, Bella never found out that Jacob was a werewolf, and as a result, the 70 pages following Bella's discovery of Jacob's nature are missing. The epilogue was also different in title and content. Meyer found it difficult to write Bella's pain over Edward's departure and often cried while writing those parts. She mentioned that she never suffered heartbreak like Bella's, so she couldn't draw inspiration from her pain from personal experiences, based on how she thought she would feel if she lost a child, while insisting that it came from a character who was much more open to both pain and joy. She claims that the way she chose to cope with it was unexpected. According to Meyer, the story was inspired by Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Now let's take a look at the cover and title. The cover art of New Moon was designed by Gail DeBibbin and photographed by John Grant. Meyer has expressed on numerous occasions that she had no hand in choosing the cover, and said that she does not like it. She described it as a very lovely ruffled tulip that means nothing at all. Originally, Meyer suggested a clock image for the cover, as she saw time as one of the most important themes of the novel. However, the artwork team that designed the cover chose the image of a tulip losing one of its petals, aiming to represent Bella losing a drop of blood. And now about the ending. When Meyer finished writing the book, she wanted a title that referred to a time of day to match Twilight. As it reflected the mood of the sequel, she titled the novel New Moon, the darkest kind of night, a night with no moon, to refer to the darkest period of Bella's life. Yeah, I definitely say that's true. So for us to follow up to Twilight, this book is actually not that bad, and I definitely recommend reading it, but only if you've read Twilight first, so yeah. So overall, I give New Moon 4 vampire fangs out of 5. Anyway, tune in next time as we continue our look with the Twilight book series with Eclipse. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.